USPS did it again. A couple days ago, trucks.com broke the news that the USPS is delaying the new mail truck contract and they're pushing it back yet again. That left us Workhorse investors devastated. USPS, your mom is ugly. USPS is like the girl in high school that you wanted to get at so bad, you tried so hard. You took her out to the party, you thought you were gonna get at it that night. You were in, you were for sure in, 100%, no doubt about it. You get her back to your place, your apartment or your house, and then all of a sudden, she throws up on you. And you either have two decisions at that point. You either hold her hair back and be a gentleman, or you tell her to get lost and call an Uber. The right decision is always to hold her hair back and be a gentleman. Even though the night's wasted, it will make you a better man in the future. And this is true for investing in Workhorse as well. We either have two decisions right now. Cut it while we're ahead, while we still have some profit, or hold on and hope that the USPS comes through. Well, we're gonna be holding the stallion's hair back. We're gonna be riding that mane down Main Street, slapping that stallion's rear end, driving 40 miles an hour, because in today's video, we're gonna be talking about why I think the USPS contract doesn't even really matter that much, and why us long-term investors, us long-term Workhorse investors need to hold strong, stay true to the stallion, because Workhorse is not a one-show pony, as Jim Cramer once called it. This is a company with multiple revenue streams, and that is growing and going to be a beast in the future. So in today's video, we're going to be breaking down the recent news that the USPS contract is being delayed. We're going to weigh the implications of that news and talk about all things Workhorse. Let's get it. So they did it again. The USPS has failed us again by pushing back the contract. Even though I really don't think the contract really matters for Workhorse stock price years down the road, right? It doesn't really matter. If you're a long-term Workhorse investor, you plan on holding for the next decade like myself, then this contract is just a stepping stone. But it would be nice to get some news either way, right? Are they going to get a portion of it, or are they going to get all the contract? I would like to know. And the USPS came out and leaked to trucks.com apparently that they're moving the contract back. I'm going to talk about why I think they're moving it back. I'm going to talk about whether it really matters or not for the long-term outlook of Workhorse stock. And we're also going to talk about what I think is going to happen with Workhorse short-term and what we can expect over the next few weeks. Let's break it down. The USPS has failed us once again, but Webull, my favorite broker out there, will never fail you. They are the legit best broker out there right now, in my opinion, and they're offering an unheard of 4 free stocks when you sign up with my link in the description and deposit only $100 or more. Check them out after the video's over. 4 free stocks. Short term, obviously, this was not good news, and Workhorse stock price reacted accordingly, and we gapped down from above $25 a share and opened up that day the news broke all the way under $20 a share. We were down about 25% at one point. That's a pretty crazy drop in one day, over 25%. And we've since reclaimed a good portion of that move, and we're down, 10-15% since the news came out. So let's break it down, talk about what this means. So trucks.com has really been on top of this USPS contract. They have been one of the leading news sources to go to for news information on this contract. And they came out, and apparently somebody inside the post office, the Postal Service, leaked to them that the contract is being pushed back. So they said that already years behind schedule, the U.S. Post Office announced another delay in its efforts to award a more than $6 billion contract to replace its fleet and aging mail trucks. They say that the contract is being pushed back into the federal government's second fiscal quarter of 2021. That works out to be the first quarter of next year. The reasoning for this is being blamed on the old Rona, but I think it's political. I think the Don doesn't want to get involved with this on his way out. He doesn't want to, he has other stuff he's focused on, right? I really thought the Don was going to use this contract as a way to cement Ohio and cement that blue collar base that he has. Say, look, hey, I'm bringing manufacturing jobs back. I'm bringing auto industry jobs back. And I'm awarding this contract to a U.S. company. And I really thought it was going to be announced pre-election. But it didn't work out that way, and it's being pushed back. I think Joe, if he ends up winning, which it looks like he's going to end up doing and taking his office, I think Joe Biden is just as likely as the Don to award this to Workhorse. I still think Workhorse gets a big portion of this contract. The Don attacked Joe Biden, saying he was not for your average blue-collar dude. He's not for your average worker. And this would be a good way for Joe Biden to come in, set the tone, and say, hey, look, Midwest, hey, look, Rust Belt, I'm coming in. I got your back. I'm awarding this contract, this Ohio-based company, a $6 billion contract, and I'm giving them the stepping stone they need to grow as a company. So as of right now, we have 3 players in the race. We have Workhorse, we have Carzon, and we have Ford, aka Oshkosh. And I think we can just cross off Carzon. If it goes to Carzon, then Joe Biden is done. He's a one-term president. He loses Michigan. He loses Ohio. He loses that Rust Belt that you desperately need to be president, right? If he does that, I think he just opens himself up to too many attacks. Even though maybe it's not his decision, it's the postmaster general or whoever awards the contract's decision. If this goes to a foreign company, even though they have roots in Michigan, I just think it's a really bad look. I think Workhorse and this Oshkosh are the 2 leaders. So let's say Workhorse gets 50% and Oshkosh gets 50%. That's cool. I'm going to tell you guys why I think this contract is not as important as it's being made out to be. Nobody got rich messing around with the government. This government contract is not going to fix all Workhorse's problems. It's not going to make Workhorse a $20 billion company just because they got this contract. This is a contract that if Workhorse gets it, it's going to allow them to build a foundation. But it's not going to get Workhorse to where we want it to go. What is going to get Workhorse to where we want to go? Separate, smaller contracts with real private companies, not government contracts. Tesla has a market cap of $556 billion. And everybody who was a Tesla hater back in the day said that once the government subsidies go away, that Tesla is going to crash, that the only reason they're still alive is the government subsidies. And sure, they helped Tesla get on their feet. And I think this is very similar. Tesla got rid of most of the government subsidies are gone. But look at them now. They slapped the haters in the face, gave them an old backhand to the face and said, get lost, and they're rolling. Why? Because those government subsidies did help lay that foundation, a stepping stone to get Tesla where they really wanted to go. And I think this USPS contract is very similar. Sure, it would give an injection of revenue for them to up their manufacturing, get some capital on deck to up manufacturing, up R&D, and use it as a stepping stone to get where you want to go. And where you want to go is similar to Tesla, multiple revenue sources. And I'm not comparing Workhorse to Tesla. I'm just saying Tesla has multiple revenue sources. They have their common consumer EV, they have solar, they have autonomous driving, they have robo-taxis. That's what makes Tesla King Kong. And what is going to make Workhorse King Kong of the last mile delivery is multiple revenue streams. Everybody is focused on just the selling of the last mile delivery trucks and vans, and sure, that's a big aspect of Workhorse's business model, but we need to be paying more attention to the horsefly. This is going to be huge business in the years to come. How about Metron? I am very excited about this Metron because once you sell somebody a truck or a van, say you sell a fleet of 20 to a moving company in Tennessee, for example. You sell them those 20 trucks for, let's just call it $1 million, just for an example. you only get $1 million for them. You only get $1 million from them at that point. Why not continue to sell to them? You can sell them this fleet management service as software as a service and get monthly recurring revenue and 4 or 5x your yearly annual revenue. That's how Workhorse is going to become the company that we want them to be. All right, for example, say you sell one vanner truck to a company or whoever, a customer, you sell one vanner truck for $50,000. That $50,000 becomes a lot more when you upsell them the Metron service and the Horsefly drone delivery service. Say you just sell them the Metron on a monthly subscription basis, so let's call it $100 per vehicle. That turns that $50,000 into a lot more. It turns each sale into 3, 4, 5x. That's why I'm big into Workhorse, not because they're going to get this USPS contract. I think too many people are just focused on this contract, looking for a quick pop once the news is announced. And I don't think it's going to work like that. Sure, there could be a boost if they get a big portion of the USPS contract. And sure, I do expect a drop if they get 0% of the USPS contract. But long term, it doesn't really matter. Okay, so what do I think is going to happen over the short term? If the contract is announced first quarter 2021 and they get 50% plus, I think we see a good pop to the upside, maybe 15, 20%, 30% even to the upside. If they get 0% of the contract, very, very unlikely in my opinion. I think they do get a good portion of the contract, but if they don't, if they get 0%, I think we head back under $15 a share and maybe even test $10. But I want to reiterate, long-term, for long-term investors, I don't think it matters. All right, guys, I hope you guys got something from the video. If you did, like the button. If you're not yet a subscriber, consider subscribing and hitting that notification bell. If you're looking for the best broker out there, check the link in the description for Webull, offering 4 free stocks. That's right, 4 free stocks valued up to $1,600. Check them out. All right, guys, I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.